Hi, I'm Jan Roller, and I'm a pro bono volunteer with Legal Aid. You've taken a case, and you might have some questions. I'm here to reassure you that you can do it, and Legal Aid offers a lot of support. So thank you for joining Legal Aid's growing team of pro bono volunteers. Let's get started. In this video, we'll cover how to rent deposit, also known as depositing rent into escrow with the court. Clients are often living in dangerous and unsafe living conditions that must be addressed quickly, so you'll want to make sure you talk with the client within a day or two of accepting the referral. Prior to meeting with the client, you can visit the Volunteer Resources page of Legal Aid's website to review materials that can prepare you to assist the tenant. Each jurisdiction has slightly different requirements when it comes to rent depositing. Regardless of the jurisdiction, every rent deposit case should begin with a demand to the landlord, putting them on notice of the conditions and giving them a reasonable time to remedy those conditions. Your notice should include the following: the date, the list and description of each condition that needs remedying, the proposed solution, a deadline for remedy, a phone number where you or the client can be reached, and a statement that if the issues persist, legal action may be taken. Make sure you and the client keep a copy for your records. If you are just providing brief assistance, you'll want to have the letter come from the tenant. If you are taking the matter as a full representation, you can have the letter come directly from you. If you need help, a sample demand letter is available on Legal Aid's Volunteer Resources page. It's best to send the letter via certified mail, if possible. If the landlord's address is unknown, the notice could be sent via email or text message. The length of time given to fix the conditions is based on their nature. If it's essential, such as a broken furnace in the winter or a lack of running water, a demand can be made to fix the situation within 72 hours or 3 days. For other conditions issues, courts have determined that 30 days is considered a reasonable amount of time to give a landlord to remedy the problem. It's also a good idea to call the building and housing department of the city or locality where the tenant resides and report the issue and/or request an inspection. If conditions are not remedied within the designated time, the rent deposit process can begin. Alternatively, the tenant is also entitled to terminate the lease at this point. The tenant must be current in rent to begin the rent deposit process. This includes paying any rent due during the period that the demand letter covers. There are no fees for rent depositing on the front end. When depositing concludes, the court will take out 1% of the amount on deposit. Notice must be given to the landlord that rent is being deposited. Most courts will allow you to request that the court serve the landlord, but it is important to confirm with the clerk that notice is occurring. Some jurisdictions automatically set a hearing on the rent deposit case while others do not. A landlord can file a motion to attempt to release the funds, as can a tenant. There are also other motions that may be filed by each party depending on the jurisdiction. Most municipal courts have forms available. You can check a court's website for forms specific to each jurisdiction. There are also sample motions on Legal Aid's website. At a rent escrow hearing, you will be given the opportunity to explain the situation. Be prepared that the landlord may attempt to argue that the conditions were not caused by the landlord, but by the tenant. You should make sure you bring the following with you to court: the demand letter, pictures, messages with the landlord or maintenance staff, testimony from your client or others. The parties may decide to mediate an agreement to resolve the matter. If not, a magistrate or judge will make a decision regarding the money and repairs. Important notes to remember in the rent deposit process: 1. Tenants must be current in rent in order to rent deposit. 2. A tenant cannot stop paying rent when there are conditions or they could be subject to a non-payment eviction. 3. Rent must be paid to the court on the day it is due in the lease. 4. The landlord must receive notice that the rent is being paid to the court. We hope this video helps you feel more confident about how to assist a tenant with the rent deposit process. For more information and help, email Legal Aid or check out the resources on its website. And don't forget to report your volunteer hours. Thanks for joining us for this segment of Legalese, Making Pro Bono Easy.